contract with my client. Then the tenant who previously resided in the unit returned keys to my client, and these individuals somehow gained access to the unit. Now, one of the individuals physically assaulted an employee of my client.
All right, so who is on 9284401? If you're there, you need to hit *6 so that we can hear you.
I think it might be me, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I didn't hear the case number being called, so I didn't know if I should just wait.
What is your name?
I'm just listed as all occupants, and I just kind of wanted to leave it that way, I guess, until the next hearing.
Okay. So that's case 233229.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Kingsley, is that your case?
That is, Your Honor, yes.
I must have somehow skipped over that because I don't remember you entering an appearance, did I?
I did notice that you jumped from 3227 to 3231, but I figured you would get to me eventually.
Well, here I am. All right, so let's talk about this matter. So you're listed as all occupants, but your name is, what was your name again?
I kind of didn't want to give that out till I have my legal aid services with me, and unfortunately they weren't able to be here today, so I was going to see if they could join during the next pre-trial hearing.
So, Judge, this situation is actually sort of an odd one. It's a fairly extreme situation. So the individuals living in the unit right now have no legal right or contract with my client. Then the tenant who previously resided in the unit returned keys to my client, and these individuals somehow gained access to the unit. Now, one of the individuals physically assaulted an employee of my client. So I know this is a pretrial, and I know your typical practice is to set it for another hearing, but based on the grave instances and the physical assault that occurred, I'm requesting entry of a possession judgment and an immediate writ today. The police will not remove these people without a court order.
So, Your Honor, that all is fabricated. I actually have proof that I was harassed and assaulted, and I have proof of the subleaser giving me keys, and I have proof of the tenant beforehand getting approval from the landlord to sublease the unit, and I was given keys from the tenant. So this is why I wanted to have the legal aid, because they are fabricating the story to try to get me out, because I guess one of the employees was not supposed to recommend subleasing to the tenant, and that's what they did, and that's how I'm the only one in the unit, so I'm not sure why she even keeps saying numerous people. I'm the only one that's living here. I was given keys by the actual tenant that was subleasing it and who was told to sublease it from the landlord. So this is why I was waiting for the legal aid. I've been in here since August, so I'm not sure what's happening. I've been here, living here since August from the previous tenant who subleased it to me.
So I don't even know what your name is. You won't tell me your name, so how do I know that what you're saying is not accurate? I mean, well,
because of the harassment, because of the harassment from the
Can you stop talking? Can you stop talking, please? I have a lawyer who is an officer of the court was telling me that you have no legal claim to be on the property. And I'm not hearing anything that would suggest that you do, because I don't even know who you are.
Well, Your Honor, I have no problem giving you my information, but because of the harassment I've endured already from this specific management company, I'm not comfortable with them having my information because of the numerous times they've already harassed me while living in the unit.
And Your Honor, I'm just going to respond.
I've had the management company destroyed my belongings. I actually called the police and let them know about that. The police saw they did damage my property already numerous times while I've been living in here since August. So that's why I'm just, Your Honor, not comfortable with the situation, because it's very extreme. They went to the point of harassing and destroying my property already. So I can give you, in a separate waiting room, my information. But personally, until my legal aid is being here represented, I do not want to give them my information because of the extreme situation that they've already caused since August.
And Your Honor, I'm just going to respond by saying that these individuals, again, have no right or authority to be there. They have no contract. The person whose name that the lease was in has advised my client that he did not approve any sort of sublease. And under the new court rule, under MCR 4.201, K2E, Your Honor can enter a judgment of possession today if it's a suit that's filed under MCL 657-141E, which is essentially these individuals are trespassers or squatters. I mean, they have no legal right to be there.
So, Your Honor, I already talked to the police township here, and they've already told me that since I've been living here since August, and I have proof of giving money to the previous tenant and text messages that I was in a sublease contract with the previous tenant, and I already have proof that he gave me the keys, and I've given him numerous rent payments that he did not put towards the apartment. I've already called the police department. The officers told me that since I've been here in August, I technically have the right already because it's been 30 days since I've been living here, and they found out about the sublease, I guess, it was during October. So my understanding was they knew I moved in with the sublease since August. And then when the tenant let me know that they were actually not aware, and when I found out he wasn't giving them the payments that I was giving him, that's when everything unfolded. But I already contacted, I'm not a trespasser, I'm not a squatter, I have proof of everything subleased. The tenant subleased the unit on Facebook Marketplace, and he said he was advised from the landlord company to do that. So I've completely been thrown in a situation where I was blindsided, but this is 100% taken to the extreme and not in my hands. I have proof of everything showing that I've been in here since August and that the police already said I have right to stay in here until they have an actual.
So that's what's about to happen is the police are about to receive a piece of paper from me that says that you can be removed. Because as you just admitted, the person who you took ownership under, took possession under, was not turning over any rent payments to the landlord. That's what gives you the right to stay.
I cannot hear.
I said that the thing that gives you the right, you have to stop typing. The thing that gives you the right to be able to stay there is that the landlord is accepting rent from you. And there was no rent being paid by you to the landlord. The money went to the person that you took possession for, and they didn't pay it to the landlord. So you don't have the right to be able to stay there.
From my understanding, the tenant, after I gave him all the payments, ended up coming up with some type of payment plan with the management company. This was months after I had already moved in and got keys and worked everything out with him.
Okay.
So
well,
this is kind of why I wanted to have legal aid.
You can certainly ask legal aid to represent you, but I'm about to enter an order that the landlord can take possession of the property back.
Thank you, Judge. May I submit a proposed order to the court?
Why this wouldn't be pushed for the 28th hearing date like every other case since I've been here since August and paying rent through a sublease contract.
This is not a non-payment of rent action, it's a termination of tenancy action, so it's not required to be adjourned under the court rule.
Okay.
So may I submit a proposed judgment and order of eviction to the court, Your Honor?
You may.
Thank you.
So I'm not understanding why I can't have 30 days like a normal eviction to move out because I'm not trespassing, I'm not a squatter, I'm a subleaser from the tenant.
Because you're not a lawyer, you don't understand the rule that she just cited. You should go and talk to legal services, see if there's something you can do.
But that doesn't, I'm confused how much time frame I would have to do that. That's what I'm trying to figure out because they have not reached back out to me yet.
Okay. Well, we're about done here, ma'am.
So I'm confused how much time I would have to move out and get in contact with the legal services.
I would not be commenting on any sort of a time. I'd be doing it right now.
I'm not understanding. I'm so lost. I don't understand what's happening right now. I'm confused.
Okay.
Like, what is the outcome what's the outcome being from the case? Like, I showed up. Hello?
I'm writing notes, ma'am.
I'm so confused. I don't understand kind of what the solution or the outcome that occurred today.
They can have immediate possession of the premises because you don't have a legal claim to be there.
I have a sublease contract, so that's why I'm confused why this is happening this way.
You don't have a claim to be there. You don't have a legal contract.
I don't understand what that has to do with me having a contract, and I've been living here since August, so I now have rights to apply for the subleasing position. So I'm confused why they wouldn't give a week for me to get my application and everything in.
Let me explain one little detail that you seem to be missing. In order to be a sublessee, I would have to accept you as a sublessee. You've not been accepted as a sublessee.
Right, and the tenant who subleased it to me and notified me that that was what they did, was notify the management company that there was a subleaser and that they were aware of it.
No, they're not aware of it because they never paid the landlord.
Well, that's what they were aware of it, and they're lying that they weren't aware of it because I have.
Miss, I'm not going to sit here and argue.
That
Miss, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. I'm the judge, and I just made a decision.
So I'm confused why I couldn't get a week to get everything in terms of the application or everything into the office.
Because they're not giving you a week. They don't even want to talk to you.
So why wouldn't I have a normal 7 days to move all my belongings out if that is the case?
Because you would have had at least in that situation. So it would be entirely different rules that we would be operating under.
I didn't hear what you said. Your phone cut out.
You would have rights under a different rule. That's not the rule that we're operating under. We're operating under a rule where you don't have any claim to be there.
But I was given keys by the tenant, so I guess what would I do at this point if I'm not trying to leave the unit? What would I do to have to prevent myself from? I don't get what's going to happen at this point if I'm in the apartment right now, still trying to reach out to legal aid. What will happen if I'm still here inside the apartment trying to figure something out on my best?
Let me clarify your misunderstanding because I'm the judge. I don't give people legal advice. If I give you legal advice, you're supposed to win. That's what I tell you to do.
I'm saying I'm already waiting to hear back from legal aid. I'm still going to be in the unit today until I hear back from them. So I'm not understanding what the outcome was today while I hear back from legal aid.
I already told you what the outcome is. I'm going to sign an order that's going to require you to be evicted.
Right. What does that mean though? I'm confused. I don't understand the terms of what the actual term, the definition of what that turns out to.
You're going to be put out.
So I'm still inside the unit with my stuff though. I'm confused.
Thank you.
Judge, am I free to log out?
Yes, you are free to log out.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate your time. I'll submit the orders to the court and I will see you. Actually, I'll see you after the holidays. So I hope you have a nice holiday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
So I'm sorry. I still have questions about what's happening. So who would I speak to? Because I'm not sure I was muted.
Yes.